adoration and oh, one thing. Anyways, outsiders gaze. Didn't know I was on hard. Anyways, that's why I'm saying you need to get the hell out of Dialis Street in short order. How many times have I told you? Why do I have to come out here myself? If we withdraw, which familiar will you assign to defense? Ganesha familiar, obviously it's the divine will of the god Uranus. Stop the probing, yeah? What you guild people are so worried about is the entrance to the dungeon below us. Am I on? We learned a few tidbits from God Aeschylus before we handed him over to the guild. He told us about Knossos among other things. I can understand why you would want to monopolize the information about Knossos and block any leads, but you should reconsider the situation. The other familiars have already suspect the truth. They have guessed that this place is connected to the dungeon. Please put your own interests aside for the moment. These monsters defeated Shakti. Who's going to be able to suppress them here? You let them get away yourselves, if I'm correct. If that hadn't happened, things would be a lot different right now. There's no excuse for that, but next time we'll take them down. We understand the enemy strength now. The key to Knossos that Aeschylus told us about. If we find it, we'll give it to you. In exchange, I want you to let us continue our work here. We too want to get the monsters under control as quickly as possible. We'll need all information about Knossos, the structure as you understand it so far, the location of the dome, and can you promise to report to us every detail you know? But does he even have the right to make that? But don't even think about this deceiving me. I'll cut you scoundrels off without a second thought if you try anything funny. Seems like that guy hasn't changed. I don't trust Lumen, but I give him credit. He will negotiate for mercenary reasons. That much is easy to figure out. So you are saying the guild has their own interests, but are you certain? Intel aside, you even promised to hand over the key. The good god Aeschylus said there was more than one. We will be fine if we keep one for ourselves. But they are quick calculating. Can you recount on them to cooperate? At the very least, I think we can count on Lumen. But just like with the mission, I smell something fishy going on. Reveria, how's Freya familiar? Seems they are still serving as portals for the city. The explanation that it's due to these extraordinary times is reasonable, but they seem to be merely watching and waiting, which is unusual for them. They say they don't want to get involved just now. We are probably better off without them adding to the confusion, but it really is strange. Good grief. Good work on your rounds. Did you notice anything unusual? The kid Bell came to the Dialis Street. He stepped out, has he? Are you suspicious of Bell Canal? I am certain he's a key witness in this incident. The adventure I faced on that day was not the Bell Canal I know. God Aeschylus said he had been capturing and smuggling monsters in order to sell them off to monster levels. But was that really all he was up to? On monsters, high intelligence levels, mutant subspecies like that black minotaur? Wouldn't you say there's a special something going about them? And if Belcanel was led astray because he knew what that something was, then the events of today began to make more sense. And moreover, it means he was left with no choice but to oppose us. It's not that I'm labeling Belcanel as an enemy without letting him tell his side of the story. This is my way of saying I believe in him as a person and as an adventurer. Yes, but this time things are different. I need to know for sure if he is our friend or if he may become our enemy. I'm handing command here over to you. I have something to do on my own. Yeah, I'm off to meet with Belcanel. May have chewed me on a bit, but nothing has been solved. I should get back to my goddess. Mr. Finn, only a knife for self-defense, eh? That's pretty light weaponry for you to have there, given your current predicament. Any other adventurer would be afraid of the Xenos right now. Being this carelessly equipped is tantamount to admitting that I know something. You're by yourself, I see. I'm glad, because I wanted to talk to you in private about something. No one should bother us here. The last time I talked to Finn like this was about his marriage proposal to Lily. Why would he want to talk to someone like me who treated him like an enemy? I intend to turn a blind eye to what you did that day. The priority now is resolving the current situation. I want to have a productive conversation. Yes, you know something about those monsters that we don't, right? To take it a bit further, I'd guess you know everything about the recent incident. I consider what happened the other day to have been a small misunderstanding. If we had been sharing information, things probably would have gone differently. Bell's troubles. Things are different now. If you know something, I want you to tell me. Finn is even more aware of a realist than Lily. He can objectively assess any situation and arrive at a decision. But what if he really is willing to help us? Should I tell him the truth? Hey, Belle, what a coincidence. Homies. Lord homies. Yes, indeed. It is I, homies. What are you up to back? You lost, perhaps? Or maybe Belle is out collecting information in the alley of the street as well. Oh, no. Ho, Bravo. Were you in the middle of something? No, we are just finishing up, God, homies. Belcanel, do you have the key? Does he mean the orb of Knossos? If you don't know about it, forget I said anything. Quite daring for a mortal like him to probe for information right as he's leaving, I must say. Well, homies, what are you doing here? It would be best if you didn't tell Loki Familiar about the Xenos. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to say it wouldn't make a difference. We'll choose to annihilate them either way. On this one point, you will not see eye to eye with that Loki Familiar. With what the Loki Familiar Bravo commands, I'd be willing to bet on it. Even if they ask for your cooperation, I suspect they'll just end up using you. You know, I have been involved in the Xenos incident myself at Orana's request. We have known about them for quite a while. I think I knew about the Xenos before you did. I'm trying to track down where they have gone. We have been acting behind the scenes until now, but I hope you will consider us allies, Belle. Oh, Belle! You never came back, so I had to go looking for you. Was everything alright? So sorry, Hestia. I was just borrowing young Belle for a moment to have a conversation. I'll let you take over the role of guard. Hestia, keep him safe. What were you talking with homies about? Did something happen? Yes, actually I ran into Finn and looks like the rain is starting. Let's continue this conversation at home. Interesting guess. If only it hadn't rained after the commotion, the animal people may have been able to use their noses to find the monsters by now. All is useless just when you need them most. Shut your mouth, we are better than Amazons who just sit around doing nothing. What the hell did you just say? Who are you calling useless to the captain? That's not what I said. What's with you, Tanya? Are you worn out or something? I'm not worn out, but my hands are killing me from banging on that adamantite wall for so long. Then, as soon as we dug through it, we got ordered to fill it in again. Finn's a real slave driver. That's just the kind of situation we are in. Put up with it, or speak of the devil. How did it go, Finn? Were you able to talk to Belcanel? Yeah, we met, but we were interrupted before we finished. I'm fairly certain he's hiding something. He knew about Knossos, although he didn't seem to have the key. There's no question he's at the center of this mess. Yes, as we planned, please watch Belcanel's movements. The Xenos and then Knossos, you are saying the mess with those two things forms the crux of the events that took place 4 days ago? Yes, exactly, that's all the information I can give you. But what about those black circles under your eyes? Are you okay? Have you been getting enough sleep? I'm fine, it's just that our selfish deity is always driving me so hard. He's even doing it right now. How the hell does he expect me to make a perfect copy in 2 days? I'm gonna stab him in the back one of these... What? Stab him in the back one of these days, I swear. I'm starting to think I joined this familiar a little too hastily. Don't get too dark on this Andromeda. Anyhow, why are you telling us this now? Homies wants to calm down the current situation, but he doesn't have enough people to do it. He needs your help. Why didn't he tell us everything during the mission? With regards to Xenos, he just decided that was extraneous information at the time. The monsters were wild with rage. Even if confrontation was inevitable, the clients didn't want anyone to be killed because knowledge of the creatures had distracted them. As for Knossos, we only found out about it after the incident. Those Xenos is that what you call them? They may be intelligent, but I still can't understand why someone would save a monster. They are not the kind of creature a person wants to empathize with, especially ones like the Black Minotaur. It is the desire of our clients, who are also our source of information, that we aid the Xenos. As long as you are a member of Lord Homie's familiar, please comply without a fuss. I'm not a very quick study, and if I don't like something, I just may throw a fit. By the way, these monsters that we are talking about, Belcanel has also taken pity on them. I thought he had been acting even stranger than usual, which means Hormine is involved as well. I'll do as you say. I appreciate that, Leon. Lion, I have a bargain to make with you. If you cooperate with us, we will give you information on the remnants of Evilus. It seems the last dregs have been hiding out in Knossos. As soon as the current situation is resolved, we'll search the dungeon and collect the information you want. Can you really do that? Sooner or later, Lord Homies will order a survey. I assure you, we will do it. I'll help you. God of the masses. Yes, indeed, I'm Ganesha. I know that, Ganesha. How are you feeling, Shaki? I have come to check on you. I'm already fully recovered. I believe you know that already. I can move just fine. Why don't you tell me why you are keeping me in this place for 4 days on end? All you have been doing lately is working. I don't want people to think that my familiar is some kind of label camp. I felt like you needed to sort some things out, especially after I told you about the Xenos. I'm sorry I made an unreasonable request and it's been a burden on you. Don't apologize. We were the ones who fell short. We were unable to stop the monsters when they were out of control. What did you feel when you faced the Xenos, Shaki? Fierce anger and also sympathy. After I heard Isolus Familiar was capturing monsters and selling them off, I understood it clearly. The nature of that unfamiliar sympathy, I had felt it in the midst of trying to tame them. Those monsters are capable of rage over what's done to their brethren, just like us, like people. Ganesha, you were right that I needed time to sort things out. I'm upset right now about the very existence of such monsters. When Ilta and her group learn about it too, they faltered over what to do. That hesitation cost them their lives. It scared me. If I had to choose whether to abandon the Xenos or save them, I would choose the former. The word to Neon Ganesha, mastery of man and monster, is a difficult one. What are you talking about? I am still Ganesha, the man of the people. I regret doing this to our honest, but the safety of the children is the absolute priority. We will no longer assist in the search for the Xenos. Instead, if violence erupts between them and the adventurers, we will protect the civilians. We will protect the smiles of the children. Yes, of course. We will increase the number of people working to cover the whole city. I will join us. Well, I will dispel the worries with my presence. I'm disappointed, but also Ganesha. More importantly, what concerns me is how the other gods and goddesses are taking the current situation. probing. So you have assigned it to the Loki familiar, have you? Yes, so this is what I did. I took the liberty of determining that they were the best suited to protect Indiala's street at the moment. We'll keep his word. The information about Knossos is under your control, our control. What are you hiding from me, Lumen? Is it the key? I forgot to mention it. I've ordered them to hand the key to Knossos over to the guild if they find it. Make sure they give you all the information about Knossos. Once we have the key, we will find the right time and then organize a survey. It is the guild, not individuals or familiars, that oversees the heritage of the Aldis. I will overlook the matter of looking familiar now. Exit. Excuse me. Lumen is a shrewd one, eh? He possesses trace the greed of anyone else, but he is capable and his desire to see to the city's development is sincere. So it seems looking familiar will be remaining in the Aldis Street, eh? As long as Lady Freya is encamped in Babel, the obvious choice for Braver and his people is to stay and wait for the Xenos. Yes, and as long as things remain in this state, Ganesha will probably act to protect the lives of the residents before all else. The Xenos are moving around in the sewers. Reports of them are increasing, but thanks to the bounties, the adventurers aren't cooperating. What about the Xenos, who were separated from Fells? I haven't found out anything, not even how many were separated. Some may have been captured already by adventurers or less scrupulous guards. Well, a number of adventurers found the Black Minotaur and intended to kill it only to be attacked themselves. But even now that they have recovered, they are still trembling as if they have had a terrible nightmare and they won't tell the full story. Options are limited for the Xenos right now. They have two goals. The first is to meet up with their brethren who got separated from them. The second is to get to the dungeon entrance. The latter is the most important. If the Xenos wants to survive, they somehow have to return to the dungeon. There are two possible routes to get there. Through the center of the city to Babel, and the entrance to Knossos on the Aldis Street. If they head for the Central Park, there will inevitably be a battle with the adventurers. No one knows how Freya Familiar will act either. Fells probably won't let them choose that option. In that case, the Xenos will likely head for the Aldis Street, where they can use their terrain to their advantage. But looking familiar will block their path to Knossos. I knew it before that, but this is a really tough situation. According to adventurers in Laveria, the monsters who attacked it on the 18th floor appeared on the surface. Many of the familiars have realized there is a second entrance to the dungeon, and adventurers are gathering in the Aldis Street. Yes, but so far only Looking Familiar has found the entrance to Knossos. Yeah, but there's more than one. What about your familiar? We have already thoroughly investigated the matter. This is the Alice notebook. Before I get Acelus to let Loki Familiar catch him, I had him give this to me. It is the drawing of the layout of Knossos, including, of course, the location of the entrances. I'll leave this with you. You need it, don't you? Yeah, but you made a fake. You made a copy of it. What do you plan to do now? Well, as I said before, my concern is with Belle. I voted Asphy and others to do a number of things. Beyond that, it depends on how the boy reacts. I can't imagine he will just sit by and do nothing. Let me ask you a question, Honest. The Xenos and the ruined sage who's leading them, what do you think they will do next? As for what Fells will most likely do next, Lid, can I have some of your blood? If I were physically whole, I wouldn't need to ask you, but, well, you are a skeleton after all. Not that I'm dead or anything, but have you ever heard of beating a dead host? Please just give me some blood. I have to write a letter. Who was separated from us? And then Archis. Theo was with us, but when things got too intense, she fell from the sky and went after her. So you don't know where Theo and the others are. No, we have walked the sewer from end to end, but there's no scent of them. They may be hiding somewhere on the surface. Fellas, we are not getting anywhere running from place to place like this. We need to. Hey, what are you doing? I'm writing a letter. I've just finished. Wait a sec. Is that a monster or wait, it's just an owl? What the hell? It's my familiar, so you have finally managed to find us. If only my Oculus hadn't been destroyed in that battle, I would have summoned you sooner. Fellas, is that letter perhaps? Yes, our last hope. To Belcanel. I feel like I'm being watched. These are adventurers, not townsfolk. Am I under surveillance? Are they watching our home? I doubt this is just Finn's work. There must be other adventurers out there as well. There's an owl outside the window. It looks like something is attached. Wait, could this be? Well, thank you all for watching. Catch you next time, and peace.